Hi, you won't believe what's going on outside right now. We've got freezing drizzle, ice pellets, snow coming, some rain to make it heavier, and it's just a lousy day here. Boy, oh boy. If you like that kind of weather, come on up, but honestly, this isn't even fit for a groundhog. Anyway, I digress. Let me get on with today. What we're going to be doing today is working, because we have finally arrived at the point where we are now going to do the bracing and start shaping the bracing. I've already started here, and what I've done here, as you can see, and you will see here in a second, I'm putting tape on either side of the pieces that I am going to end up carving, and I just put it on my shirt to take off some of the tackiness so that the tape will not mark the top. And so we're going to start carving that in just a moment. But first, let's run that intro. All right, we're back, and here we are at a point where I've got the 3/4 inch chisel, and it's time to start carving. Now, what I have done already, as you can see by this mess here, I have started to carve some of the top, right, and I'm putting a little nod there because that node gives it a little extra support. And this is going to end up going this way, so I do want a little bit of support up there because I am going to lower this at the end. I'm going to lower this first, but I want to do the sides, the extremities, bring them in and get those cleaned up first. So what do you say we very carefully get started here? Okay, this piece of wood, it's a little tough, and I just, as you recall, sharpened all of these, and that's a good thing. I'm carving this inside the disc that we used when we had the go bars on here to glue this all on. And I'm taking this down, and I'm going to take this one lower because I know that this is going to taper down, so we want to get that. And what I've also done here, just so that you know, is I have measured in about 2.5, 2.25 inches from the end here. I put the actual drawing here on the other side just to make sure that I was covering everything. And then I came in and I measured and put lines across here. Put one here, and I've got one here. Now I've got one there. I got the mark there. And the same in here. And the idea of this is it's telling me basically where I can end up carving back to, because I'm going to slope it back, as you'll see, because I want to make this top nice and light, but yet I want to make it strong. So that just is a little guide for me, so that as we do this, it's all going to be better. So I'll move on over to here, and I'm going to do the same thing here. This is a different piece of wood. This one is really, really cutting out. Now, somebody asked me on one of the comments that you made down below what this is. This is a rubber mat I got it at Lee Valley, and it does hold this a little bit secure, keeps it, you know, from sliding all over the place. You still got to apply pressure. Okay, that's good. This is, I just eyeball all of this. Some people are absolute purists, and they take it down and they measure it to whatever measurement they're looking for. Okay, that's pretty good. So we've got a lot of this to do, and it's going to take quite some time. So if you're inclined and you feel you need to grab yourself a cup of tea and come down and join me, by all means, please do. I've got my new mug here, my Tea with Monty mug. And I'm just enjoying a nice English breakfast tea as we carve and we speak here. And one of the other things that I think it's important for you to recall, and if you didn't see this in a previous video, this is a template where I had taken the router and it was dropped down to 60 thousandths of an inch and then simply run over the end here, and I ran it over both sides and I cut off the corners. The reason for that is eventually I'm going to bring this down to a 60 thousandths of an inch, and I want to make sure that when I put that over top of the brace, there's no rocking in it, and then I know I'm at the right height. Because when I end up later on, what I'm going to end up doing is I will be sure to take the router bit, and I've got to extend this over the sides of the guitar so I know where to cut it, and then I will cut the top of the guitar down 60 thousandths of an inch so that these braces will just drop in and fit like a lid on a jar, and it will never be a problem. So that's the plan here. And these little braces I'm going to shave right down until they come right off. They're not going to extend out here. They're going to be inside of here. These are the ones that are going to extend out beyond. These are kind of internal type braces, if you will. So I've got to be careful. There, I just cut that green tape. Glad I had it there. I do not want to damage in any way the top. These chisels are sharp, and I can bring the chisel down like this, and then when I get down in here, I slide it just ever so slightly, and then that will give me just a little hint of a tear, and I can fix that up. All right, friends, that's it for today. Thanks very much for joining me. Do subscribe if you haven't done so already, and hit the bell so you'll be notified. You'll find some links down below, such as Tea with Monty, and it's a Q&A, so you can send in your questions. Please do. So when I accumulate enough questions, then we'll post another video on that. Don't forget to check out on Instagram. There's 1,500, 1,600 pictures that I've got of making various guitars on Instagram, so you do want to check that out. And also check out the community section at the top of the page, because I do write articles in there. I write a couple a week, and it's kind of fun to comment what's going through my mind at a particular point in time, and sometimes there's absolutely nothing going through my mind, and I still comment. I know, it's cold outside. I totally understand. All right, thanks for hanging in with me, and that's it for today. Oh, nothing can compare to a nice warm cup of English breakfast tea. Oh boy.